Welcome to another new episode of the Get Organised with Declutter Me podcast with myself, Shalina. I hope you're well wherever you are in the world. Today, I wanted to do something slightly different from the usual home organising content. Something I really noticed and appreciated while travelling across Japan. Today, I'm going to be talking about organising on the go and the lessons I picked up from Japanese travel culture that we can all use in our daily lives, whether we're globetrotters or just popping away for the weekend. Now, if you've ever travelled, you'll know how easy it is for things to spiral out of control. The bags get heavy, the chargers get lost, you can't find your toothpaste, and you end up living out of a chaotic suitcase that you dread opening. Travel is one of those things that really tests your organising systems, especially when you're constantly moving, changing hotels, or juggling souvenirs, tech, clothes, and all the other things you carry with you. During my 2 weeks in Japan, visiting Tokyo, Osaka, Hiroshima, Kyoto, and Kobe, I was amazed not just by the culture, but by how beautifully organised life is, even on the go. Japanese travel habits are something else, whether it was at the airport, on a train, in a hotel, or just watching how locals move through their routines. I saw so many clever calming systems that really made me rethink the way we travel and pack, and how some of those ideas can actually make our lives at home easier too. So let's start at the airport. Japanese travelers are honestly so calm. No one's rushing. There's no chaos at baggage drop. People are prepared. The luggage is compact, neat, no bulging zips or overstuffed carry-ons. It's only the tourists. You'll often see tidy suitcases, lightweight bags, and everything packed with clear purpose. You can tell it's not thrown in last minute. There's a strategy, there's a method, a thought process behind what's essential, what's convenient, and how it all fits together. There's also staff at the baggage carousel to make sure your suitcase is positioned perfectly with the handle facing out so it's easy to grab. No bags spilling on top of each other like you often see in Europe or in the US. And they wore gloves when handling the baggage, treating each suitcase with care. It was just such a lovely, thoughtful touch to witness. Compare that to some of the chaos I've seen in other airports and even experienced myself in the past, where you're digging through your carry-on for a passport, trying to find a charger or discovering a random sock, which I have had happen to me in my hand luggage, which is really embarrassing to talk about. It was those, pressure sock things. But I was like, I found one sock and I was like, it was, and yeah. And then trying to find your toiletries as well. It's like stress. Stress is what organization is supposed to eliminate. And even an organizer like me sometimes has this stretch. One of the tools that really stood out in Japan was packing cubes. Now, I've always been a fan of packing cubes. I've used them from Muji. I've bought them over 15 years ago. And it's been the best thing I ever bought. And so I've been using them since I even before I started my business. So I've been organized for so long. And it was so validating to see them in Japan and to see so many different types in Muji and Daiso. In Muji, there's a whole section just for travel storage. There's clear mesh cubes, slim toiletry bags, compartments for underwear. There's even labeled travel envelopes for receipts and documents. It's just amazing. Packing cubes do more than save space. They create categories. So you can pack all your tops in one, your bottoms in another, or divide outfits by your day. And when you get to your destination, you don't have to unpack your entire bag to find your socks. You just unzip one cube. It's like a portable drawer. I had, as normal, a few of them for my Japan trip, categorizing my clothes into tops, bottoms, evening wear, lounge, nightwear, underwear, socks, etc. It made living out of a suitcase enjoyable, which it always does for me. The second thing I appreciated was how toiletries were streamlined in Japan. So many travel-sized products are reusable, compact, and beautifully made. And they're designed with intention. My toothbrush had a fold-over case built in. Even shaving kits and skincare sachets were thoughtfully packaged. This made me reflect on how much unnecessary bulk we carry in our toiletry bags at times. Do we need a full size cleanser and two different moisturizers for a 5-day trip? Probably not. The hotels also provided a wide range of toiletries, either directly in the room or available to pick up from the front desk. They even had little packs with cleansing oil, serum, and moisturizer so you could keep up with your skincare routine properly, even while on holiday. It was such a bonus, and it meant that I didn't have to have carried all those extras with me. This mindset of streamlining applies at home too. If your bathroom cabinet is overflowing with old bottles and unused samples, maybe it's time to create a travel kit that lives permanently in your drawer. One pouch with mini versions of your essentials ready to grab and go. That way, packing becomes quicker and you're never scrambling the night before. Let's talk about hotel room organization. I stayed in 3 hotels during my trip and they were thankfully normal size. One was a ryokan and was surprisingly huge, but normally the hotel rooms in Japan are compact. There is barely space to open the suitcase, but they never feel cramped because they're so well designed. You'd have a small ledge for your phone, your wall hooks, a shoe tray, and a designated space for everything. When I first checked in, the first thing I did was unpack just the essentials. Not everything, just what I needed daily: the sleepwear, the charger, the skincare, the clean clothes. I'd use a pouch system so nothing got spread around the room. My headphones had a case, my tech cables went in a specialized bag, my jewelry stayed in a small organizer. Everything had a home, even while traveling. This habit of assigning homes for things, even temporarily, is what makes the difference between a relaxing stay and a chaotic one. When everything is in its place, even for a few nights, you can enjoy your space more. You wake up and know exactly where to reach for your moisturizer or your travel card. It's a mental clarity through physical order. A quick tip: I also recommend a hotel kit, a compact zip bag with a few useful bits: a laundry bag, travel wipes, tissues, a spare tote for extra items. I keep this ready to go and it always saves me time and stress. Now on to public spaces and transport. This is where Japanese organisation truly shines. The trains, the stations, the convenience stores, everything is arranged to flow, to make people more efficient. Signage is clear. Items are grouped logically. Even the 7-Elevens, and there are a lot of them in Japan, are perfectly organized. Watching people pack a bento lunch or fold their umbrellas neatly before boarding a train made me realize how much they respect the shared space that they have. That respect feeds into their own habits too. And that brings me to the concept of travel flow. When you have systems for how you pack, how you unpack, and how you move through spaces, travel becomes less exhausting. Your energy isn't spent chasing down a missing charger or digging through bags, it's spent enjoying the experience. The same applies at home. When your systems are intuitive, you stop wasting energy on the basics and start living more fully. So, here are a few travel inspired organizing tips that you can bring into your home. 1. Create a grab and go tech pouch. So include your chargers, your plugs, your travel adapters, and a spare set of headphones. Keep a mini toiletry kit always packed. Restock it after each trip so it's always ready. Store your travel documents together. So your passport, your visas, your loyalty cards, your travel credit cards, keep them in one labeled wallet. Rotate your wardrobe. So traveling light shows us we don't need 30 tops. Apply that to your everyday clothes. Try a weekend reset at home, a 10-minute tidy or mini declutter of your bag, your purse, your tech, and your toiletries to keep your on-the-go systems in check. And finally, the concept of returning home well. One thing I noticed and adopted was how travelers in Japan repack thoughtfully. Before heading home, I folded everything properly, sorted out what was dirty or fragile, and discarded unnecessary packaging. It made unpacking when I got home so much easier. No random junk just falling out, just a suitcase that reflected the care I took during my trip and when packing to return. We often talk about coming back from holidays feeling tired or cluttered. But what if we use travel to refresh our mindset, to test out systems, to simplify, to rethink what we actually need? That's what this trip gave me. So the next time you're packing your bag, whether it's for a weekend in Iraq or a long haul flight to Tokyo, remember, organization isn't about making it look perfect. It's about making it feel easy, smooth, and thoughtful, even on the go. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this episode gave you a fresh perspective on organizing outside of the home. Let me know your favorite travel hacks or if you've picked up any clever habits from traveling abroad. You can leave a comment in the comment box, message me on Instagram, or visit declutterme.com. I'll be back next week with more tips to help you get organized, feel lighter, and make your life flow better. Until then, happy travels and stay organized. Take care. Bye.